And I'm having you start tonight seated with a purpose. Seated with a purpose. So as you start to anchor down, noticing what's touching the earth, the sitting bones, the legs, the feet, maybe your fingertips are down on the floor, maybe they're resting on your lap, wherever they're comfortable, heart center, you choose. Before you change anything else in your body other than noticing the connection to the earth, bring attention to your breath without shifting it, without changing it. Just notice it. Notice the body you are in, breathing. And maybe you close your eyes to do this. Notice the thinking mind sneaking in, however often that happens, to create a thought. And then allow yourself a deep breath and bring your attention back to that. And where did you notice that breath? Where did you notice the breath coming into the body? What resonated with you as you exhaled? The feeling of this breath, the sensation of the breath, the sound of the breath, noticing the breath coming in and out are all forms of what I will continue to refer to as an anchor. When your mind begins to take on a much stronger component, creeps in over and over, to redirect yourself back to an anchor. The sound, the sensation, the feel of the breath, noticing the breath. And bring your attention down to the sitting bones, giving a little wiggle if your attention's not quite there. Just kind of notice the body against the floor or against the prop if you've used a block or a blanket or whatever you have useful. Just notice the body against that surface. This too can be an anchor. But pick one. Choose the one that is really, really calling you. Really, really strong and says me, me, me. And again, with eyes either softly fixed on one space or with eyes closed, anchor into those sitting bones and sit a little taller. And just for a moment, bring the fingertips to the back of the head and draw the chin in and the back of the head gently into the fingers. And with a purpose, let the chin fall forward as if you're staring at the laptop again or at your phone again. I'm noticing this is becoming an issue for me, and it's creating a little different sensation in the back of my neck than I typically prefer. So draw that chin in and the back of the head into the fingertips, and just notice how that lengthens out the back of the neck. That head down position continuously can create some muscle tension that can potentially lead to headaches and so forth. That's something that's common for me. I know it's common for a lot of people. So just keep that into your awareness to practice drawing back and keeping that neck straight. So back of the head to the back of the body will be that cue, drawing the head to the back of the body. Feeling your breath moving in and out. Begin to turn the chin to look over your right shoulder. It's creating some gentle movement. Either with the eyes open or closed, and turn your head to look over the left shoulder. And then back to center, drawing the back of the head towards the back of the body. What do I really need right now? What is it that I need right now? Take your chin to look gently up, if it's okay, in the head and the neck, and gently down. And then back to center. Just notice. Noticing what comes up for you. And then back over the right shoulder, the left shoulder, and center. Take a breath in, and a long breath out. And in those few small movements, you may have noticed spaces that could use a little more support. So let's bring the right ear over to the right shoulder. Taking the right hand, optional. This is optional. Up and over the head, back of the head to the back of the body. From here, lift the head gently, gently being the key word here, gently up into the hand. Keeping the opposite shoulder really soft. And release that side. Breath in. Breath out. Find ease. Allow ease. Left side, please. Optional to bring the left hand up and over the head. For me, these have been practiced a lot lately. Being in front of my laptop all weekend with the training, even though phenomenal, and back to center. It was less than phenomenal for my neck and shoulders. Luckily, I know what to do about it. One more time. Look over the right shoulder and the left shoulder. Back to center. Beautiful. Sweep the arms up. Release them straight down. Start to bring the breath deeper into the body. Inhale, reach up. Get tall, long through the side bodies. Exhale, reach down. Inhale, sweep up, working with distractions here. Exhale, reach down. She wants to do yoga too. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, reach it down. Okay, this time take that right arm across the body. Left hand behind the body, get super tall, and come into a twist. And explore the chin, looking over the front shoulder, the back shoulder, and land in the space that feels really right for you right now. Coming through center, one straight arm up, and then exhale, twist to the opposite side. What I really need right now in this pose, and think about that. come back to center. She's going to be a practice for me of working with distraction. Bring the hands to the heart center. Pausing just for a moment, breath in and breath out. Beautiful. Sweep those arms up. This time, bring them down behind the back. So the fingertips are going to lay against or palms on the floor. I'll scoot back so you can see a little bit better. Fingertips towards the body. Arms about shoulder width apart. And just start right here. Sitting tall, softness in the shoulders. And then release and roll down part way. Give a little bit of a curve to the spine. Draw the chin in. Not all the way, just part way. Good, come on, back up. Release the hands down behind the back again. Sit up super tall, being gentle with those wrists. If the heel of the hand is not touching all the way down, which right now mine's not, please don't force it. What you really need right now my heels of the hands need to be lifted a little. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, roll it down. Really draw the low belly in. Curling down. And then sweep it back up. We're going to do this a couple more times. Reaching behind the back. And lift. Breath in and breath out. Beautiful. Next inhale, arms go up. Tall spine, and then roll it down. Come on, back up. This will be our last one. Hands come behind the back. Just pausing for a moment, feeling the upper arm bones as if they're drawing towards each other. Sitting bones anchoring down. Keep returning to your chosen anchor. Breath, sensation. One more to roll. This time, come up, stay up, grab the backs of your legs. And get that nice tall spine again. From here, we're going to come to a balance. Okay, balance on the sitting bones. And that might mean the feet touch down. They might be flat. Know what you need. Take a breath. Know what you need right now. It might be on your toes. It might be 1 foot up. It might be 2. It might be knees bent. Lots of options. So you see, lots of options. My knees apparently are going to be bent tonight. Beautiful. Hands to the arm or to the legs or arms extended out. Breathe. Don't forget that part. Breath in. Breath out. Beautiful. Place the feet back down. Hands come back behind. This time you can stay here or lift the hips to a reverse tabletop. And then float down. Beautiful. Come around to hands and knees next, please. I'm going to have to move the kitty to turn my back sideways. Beautiful. Hands and knees. And remember, if being on the knees isn't acceptable in your body, don't forget you can always pad underneath, adding a towel or a blanket, some extra sort of a cushion. All right. Wrists come under the shoulders, knees right under the hips. Nice long spine, and here's where that cue, back of the head to the back of the body comes in. It's so super easy to want to drop the head. So let's bring the back of the head up towards the back of the body as if you had those fingertips back there like we did in the beginning. From here, take a full breath in. And as you exhale, push against the floor, whatever's touching the earth, push against and round through the spine. When you feel your breath coming back into the body, reverse the action, bringing the belly down towards the spine, belly down towards the floor. How many of you caught that? And then reverse. Beautiful. Keep moving through this cat-cow pose a few times. I'll give you space to do so. Inhaling brings the belly towards the floor, a little dip in the body. Putting my music back on. And your exhale rounds. Beautiful. When you're done with your next round, start to shift the hips back to the heels. Bring the knees outward. We're going to come into child's pose. So the big toes touch. The knees are on the outer edges of the mats approximately, or wherever it works for you. And then walk your body down to the earth. Forehead comes down to the floor. And if it doesn't quite want to make it, if you have a prop nearby or your hands stacked, fists stacked, adapt this so it does work for you. So it is what you really need right now. Beautiful. And staying in child's pose, hips back towards the heels, start to weave the right arm under the left. So right arm comes under the left. That means the right shoulder's coming down towards the floor. The left hand can stay extended out front. There's always variations, always variations. So ask yourself, what do I really need right now? Extended out front, or maybe drawn back so that you're creating this right angle. And I'm going to adjust a little bit so that you can see the shoulder and the arm. If you do need that visual. So with that right arm threaded under, bring the left fingertips right near the hand, the palm. Creates this right angle in the elbow. Now this top shoulder, that sometimes gives you a little bit of leverage to rotate the shoulders so that they begin to move in the direction of stacking. Then come through center and switch that over to the other side. Left arm weaves under, feeling this little twist. This time the right arm has the option of staying straight or coming along your side up onto the fingertips. And where's the breath? Breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful. Come back through center. Feel long again. Give yourself the space to get really long in your spine. Crown of the head right through to the tailbone. Maybe you can imagine in the studio that little assist, the little nudge of the hips. If you can recall that sensation, that extra little, yep, that stretch is perfect. And ask yourself again, what do I really need right now? And follow it up with a really deep breath. Beautiful. On your next inhale, come back up to hands and knees. We're going to really break down our flow tonight, giving you lots of variations. So it might be a little bit slower than you're used to. It might be exactly perfect. I just ask for you to breathe into this space and allow to show up whatever needs to show up. So from hands and knees, and nice and long, go ahead and take your right toes to the back of the mat. Right toes to the back. Press down through the ball of the foot and reach through your heel. Give the back of the legs a little bit of wake up. Maybe you feel it in the calf, maybe in the hamstring. And then switch sides. Left leg reaches back. Press down into the ball of the foot again. And notice, are you more so giving attention to the inside of the foot, the ball of the foot, the pinky toe side? Try to even that out. Beautiful. Come back to the right side. And these moments of breaks of weather that we get, switch sides, at least here where I am. I like to get outside and take walks, and I know even as good as walks are, they can leave me in a space of needing some stretches like this. All right, I'll back my mat up again. Make sure I'm in the window. Now remember, we're about to move into down dog, which is going to be to take your hands a little bit further forward from your shoulders and your feet to the back of the mat, lifting the tailbone up to the sky. Okay, it's that upside down V. So we're really going to break this down tonight. But this same idea of opening up the backs of the legs can be found moving each of your legs to the back of your mat from hands and knees. So you decide, what do you really need right now? Feel into that space. And maybe you need knees lowered for a moment. Maybe you need knees lowered for the whole practice. And to honor that space. If you are in down dog, hips high, inhale to lift the heels. Exhale to release. Inhale to lift the heels and drop them over to the right side of the mat. This will look like, if you are down in hands and knees, this will look like looking over your shoulder. Okay, we're going to do both sides, so it doesn't matter, cueing left or right. Same thing. Drop the heels to the left. If you come down to your knees, you're going to look over the opposite shoulder. So there's always a variation. So from wherever you are in down dog or hands and knees, take your right leg and sweep it to the outside of your right hand. I'm going to take the knee down variation for right now. Rise up. Also because there's a light ahead of me and that's not in the picture. And just release the hands down behind the back. Interlace the fingers, get some good length, open it up through the chest. Beautiful. Release the hands back up. And then drop the left hand down on the inside of the right foot. Yes, at this point your knee can be lifted, that back knee, up or down. And open the heart. Beautiful. Drop both hands on the inside of your foot, or if you have back knee lifted. Either way, step back to either down dog or hands and knees. Either way, down dog or hands and knees. Beautiful. Let's take the left leg this time. Reach it out behind you, and to the outside of the left foot, sweep it around. Variations here. Be nice and long. If you have blocks here, feel free to use them, or books or a pillow, anything that can give you a little bit more length. See if I bring my hands down. I do notice I create a little bit of rounding. I can feel that. And what I really want is to have the length, give those vertebrae some space. From here, take a nice deep breath in. Long breath out. Press down, anchor down into what's touching the earth and float back up. Beautiful. So shoulders stack over the hips. Hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Remember to keep the palms together. When we're doing this arm bind behind the back, you might choose bent elbows in order to keep the heels of the hands together. Inhale to sweep it up. Right hand this time is going to come down on the inside of that front foot. And then twisting open. This front leg right here is going to try to fall out to the side. Do your best to keep your knee over your ankle. Beautiful. Hands come down on the inside. Lift the back knee or a knot and step it back. So you're either going to be, again, in down dog or hands and knees. Either variation. Take a full breath in. We're going to do the same thing. Repeat it. Right leg extends. Bring it to the outside of the right hand. Back knee is up or down. You choose. Float it up. Shoulders stacked over the hips. Back knee up or down. Release the hands behind the back. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, left hand comes down on the inside of your front leg. Open it up, heart to the right. Beautiful. Release your hands down on the inside of your foot. Step it back. Down dog or hands and knees. You choose. Left leg reaches. Look forward. We're going to sweep it to the outside. Okay? The outside. You're giving yourself a little bit more space here. Sometimes that helps with balance. Sweep it up. Looking at the camera throws my balance apparently. Sweep it up. Shoulders stacking over the hips. Back knee up or down. You choose. Okay? You choose. That front knee is right over the ankle. Sweep those arms up. Release them behind the back. Rinse it out. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand down on the inside of that front foot. Open the heart towards the left. If that back leg is lifted, give it some strength, length, pressing through that back heel. Beautiful. Hands down. Step it back. Down dog or hands and knees. Either one. Inhale to lift up the heels. If you're in down dog, drop the heels over to the right. This would be that C curve if you're on hands and knees. Inhale through center, heels over to the left. Again, look over the opposite shoulder if you're in hands and knees. Inhale, come through center. This time we're going to walk your feet to your hands. So from hands and knees, make it yours. Inhale to a halfway lift. Looks like I need to back up again. Halfway lift. And from here, we're going to pause for a moment. Bringing the hips over the heels. And go ahead and play with this space, this halfway lift, and notice where the weight is being distributed. You can feel a little bit more if you shift to your toes, almost like you're going to feel like you're falling forward. Feel a little bit more in the heels, almost as if you're going to fall backwards. And try to even that out and distribute the weight so the hips are right over the feet. Beautiful. And then little softness to the knees as you forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and release. One more time. Halfway lift. Nice long spine. From here, stay right here, but float the arms back. And maybe even interlace them behind the back. The back nice and long. Beautiful. Stay right here, fly the arms forward. Begin to sit the hips down like there's a chair behind you. And float the torso up. Arms can stay extended or come down to the heart. That little tilt tuck of the tailbone, find that perfect spot for you. What is it you really need right now? Maybe your body is craving sinking a little deeper. Getting those legs ready for hiking or whatever adventures you enjoy outdoors. Beautiful. Another breath in and a breath out. Forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale and plant the hands. Step it back to an upper push-up this time. Now here as well, upper push-up can be knees up or down. It is the same body positioning from shoulder to hip. Knees up, knees down. Open up the heart and lower the heart to the floor. Inhale, little baby back bend. Plant the tops of the toes down on the floor. Exhale and release down. Do that 2 more times. Little baby back bend, also known as low cobra. There's a few other names floating around. Release down. Little baby back bend. And release down. Beautiful. Hands by the low ribs. Take a big breath in. Press to knees. Beautiful. And then back to child's pose with knees together. Beautiful. Inhale, pull it forward. Knees up or down. Lower the heart to the floor. Peel up and open for low cobra. Exhale and release. Peel it up. Exhale and release. 1 more. Peel that heart open. Exhale, release. Press back to knees. And then to child's pose. Stay here in child's pose for a moment. Breathing. Keep breathing. Kim, I just noticed your message in here. Is anyone else's screen frozen? No one else has said anything. But don't forget, this is also replay. From this child's pose, take the knees wide, untuck the toes, weave the right arm under the left. We're only going to be here for a moment. Sweep it around, bring the left arm under. Bring it back around and come right back up to hands and knees. Deep breath in. Long breath out as you set your pose. Toes are tucked or untucked here. It's really a matter of preference of stability. And then again, cat-cow. Dropping the belly down towards the earth on your inhale. As you exhale, press up and round. Inhale, drop down. Open those shoulders. As you're moving through a couple of these, pay attention to the shoulders. If they're caving and closing in, and how can you stay open? Beautiful. So landing either in hands and knees or coming back to down dog. Reach your right leg behind you. Look forward and step it forward. So taking that sweeping action on the outside of your leg is always an option. Or you can come straight down the middle. Either one. Okay, but land with that right foot in between your hands this time. Back knee up or down, you choose. Rise up. This time we're going to open up to Warrior 2. So Warrior 2 will simply be, if you're standing, dropping the back knee down, or back heel down, so that the short end of the mat is parallel to the outside edge of your foot. If you are in knees down variation, take that left leg and sweep it off your mat over to the right. So it's becoming this little supportive kickstand. Either way, the arms stay out, front to back, looking out over the right fingertips out, looking over the same direction as the right front knee. Flip the front palm and reach it back. Exhale to bring your forearm down to the thigh. It's gently resting here. It's not a crutch. It's gently resting here. Open up through the left arm. Beautiful. Come back to warrior two. Flip that front palm, sweep it back again. This time, straighten the front leg and come into triangle pose. Yes, I'm doing the knees down variation, but you can absolutely have that back leg lifted. Fingertips come down to wherever they're going to land. Open up. It's not about trying to get all the way down to your ankle. You see how that collapses my right side when I try to extend. So keeping this side body open and lifted. Beautiful. Rebend into that front knee. Cartwheel your hands down to frame the front foot. Whatever variation you are in, bring both feet back to the back of the mat and glide forward into your upper push-up. You choose knees up or down. I'm going to keep my knees up this time. You make it your variation. And lower either halfway or all the way down to the mat. For those of you that like up dog, perhaps you untuck the toes here and press down and float the legs, straightening the arms. Returning to your upper push-up and either down dog or hands and knees. Left leg steps forward this time. Reach it back and bring it forward. I'm going to spin around. So now your left leg is in between the front hands. You choose your variation here. Knees up or down as you float up. Opening up into warrior two. Either your back heel swivels down or your back foot swivels behind you. Look out of your left fingertips. Flip the front palm. Sweep it back. Exhale to land gently. Side angle. Opening up. Beautiful. Come back to warrior two. Flip the front palm. Sweep it back. This time straighten the front leg. Come down into triangle pose. Bringing the hands, the left hand down onto the shin, wherever it's going to reach, and open up through the right. Beautiful. Start to rebend into that front knee. Stack your knee over your ankle. Come back to warrior two. Flip the front palm one more time. Sweep it back. Cartwheel your hands down. Frame your front foot. And make your way to your version of your upper push-up. Knees up or down. Or rest in child's pose. So going through your flow has multiple variations. What do you really need right now? Take a breath and listen into that space. Maybe you're going to hang out in a plank pose. This is a great space for building up some strength. Maybe you're going to move through to up dog again. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips. Just take a moment or so and really make it yours. Just breathe. And I'll pause. And notice how your body's communicating to you. When you're done, you'll either land in down dog or child's pose. If I'm moving too slow or too quick, know that you can either do another one or rest and stay where you are. Really tuning into the sensations of the body, the fluidity of the breath, as little cues to let you know what you really need right now. out of the head, into the body. Take a full breath in from wherever you are and make your way to the top of your mat. So you'll be standing at the top of your mat, however that works for you. I'm going to stand back slightly since there is a light that you still can't see. Just feel your feet for a moment on the floor. Notice the feet. Beautiful. Notice from the floor up to the head, the visual scanning of the feet connected to the ankles, connected to the low legs, and keep moving up, just noticing the body as a whole. All the way to the crown of the head. And with a breath, relaxing and softening through the shoulders. Beautiful. On your next breath, sweep the arms up. Extend through the side bodies and hinge over to your left. And you may take your hands interlaced, or they might be just extended. And pause there for a moment. Over to that left side. And if you catch yourself in a space where it's hard to breathe, back out of it a little bit. Press down into the feet and get tall a little bit more. And then readjust. Just notice as you're holding this space, keep returning to the breath. The attention just keeps coming back, coming back, coming back to your anchor. I breathe in. I breathe out. This is what I really need right now. Come through center. Release the arms. Eyes soft. Just let the arms kind of flop a little bit. Really relax by the sides. And once again, build this up from the bottom. Feet to the floor. Crown of the head tall. This time hinging over to your right. Back up through center. Arms extend nice and tall. Beautiful. And then bringing the hands to the heart. Draw the sit bones back again into chair pose. You've been here once before. Beautiful. I'm going to give you a couple options here. We're going to take a twist in this chair pose. Open through the shoulders. You're either going to use your forearm, the hand, the forearm, or the elbow. Start with bringing the left elbow across the body over to the right side. Okay? So cross to the right side and notice immediately how the legs are shifting with you. So come back out of it. Square up the hips. Get long in the torso, so those hips as deep as they'll go, safely. And cross that left arm over the body. Okay. If you notice a lot of rounding, give yourself some more space. Open up the arms. Beautiful. This right arm can stay right with the other palm, or maybe it opens up. And then release and forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Rise all the way up. This time, one breath each side to the left. Through center to the right. Through center, sit those hips. Bring the hands to the heart. Nice and long. Twist the opposite way. So your right elbow, forearm, comes across the body. Again, keeping those hips nice and square here. A lot of times, the path of least resistance, this left or this right side is going to want to twist right with you. And you see how my knees are now not parallel. So do your best to keep them right in a line as you're rotating. Beautiful. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and plant the hands and start to sit the hips so that you're going to come all the way down to the mat. Give yourself some assistance or challenge yourself and try to come down. Once you are seated, sitting up nice and tall, plant your feet on the floor. Hands come back behind the legs. Start to rock back. It's nap time. Start to rock back a little bit so you create a balance. Remember, just like in the beginning, you have options. You can stay on the floor and come to toes. You can lift the feet so the shins are parallel. You can extend the legs. But what you want to really pay attention to is this low back when you're making your choices. If you're finding yourself really caving in and giving strain to this low back, take a different option. Keep that low back safe. Beautiful. Just breathing in stillness. You got it. Keep holding it. Stay nice and tall, soft through the neck. Learning to breathe with distraction. Beautiful. Lower down slowly, slowly, slowly. Draw that low belly in, slowly, all the way down to the earth. Beautiful. For a moment, just pause. Take a couple breaths, letting the body readjust to a new shape. Rebending the knees. Hey, excuse me. Rebending the knees. We're going to come into reclined pigeon. So bring the right ankle over to the left thigh. Either stay here or draw your left knee in. And then release this down. Cross your left ankle now over to your right leg. And release this down to the floor. Beautiful. So now your full back is on the earth. Your arms are relaxed wherever they feel most natural to float to. Take your right foot over to the right side of the mat. Your left foot over to the left. So there's a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Drop both your knees over to the left. And switch sides. Come back to center. Hug both your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And then for one more moment, we'll cross at the ankles and roll up, back up to seated again. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, fold forward. This can also be done with legs extended. Fold forward, giving yourself a little stretch through the hips. Lengthen the back. Walk your hands back towards you. Sitting up super tall. Right arm crosses over the body, left in the back. Take a twist. With a big breath and cartwheeled arms, switch sides. Back to center. Extend those legs out one more time. Give them a little bit of a shake. Okay, a little bit of a wiggle. Wiggle those toes. And sweep the arms up. We're going to roll all the way down to the mat again. This time we're going to stay. All the way down. Good. Reach your toes one direction, your fingers in another. Full body stretch. Good. Walk your hands to the right upper corner, your feet to the right lower corner. Through center, switch sides. And then through center, full breath in, extend the body. Exhale, release and relax. Rebend the knees. From here, one last twist. Bring your right knee in, hug it in tight. Left leg extends, cross over the body. Back through to center, switch sides. Hug it in. Left knee's hugging in, right knee's down on the mat. Cross that bent knee over the body, take a twist. Back through center. And begin the process of allowing yourself to just be still for a moment. And to ask yourself, once again, what do I really need right now? Really, really. And maybe this evening's Shavasana might surprise you. Maybe you'd like to prop your feet up on a bolster or a cushion or some blankets, or tuck them under the back behind the knees. Maybe you'd like to take your Shavasana on your belly tonight, resting a cheek down on your hands. What do you really need right now? Take care of you. And then embrace that space. Embrace that space with a full breath in and a really long breath out. Let's do that again. Full breath in. I can almost hear you. And long breath out. Bringing ease into this last space of rest. Of not sleep, but rest. Allowing the breath to fall naturally as it will. But again, if the mind does its job and that's where your attention goes, bring your attention back to breath. Noticing how it flows in and out of the body. Noticing how the body is connected to whatever it's supported by. The floor, your mat, pillows, blocks. Where can you bring a little more ease to? The face, the throat, the back, the ankles. Embracing this space of stillness for whatever it is for you. Notice if it's challenging to be still. Notice if it is exactly what your body is craving. Stillness. Security of the stable foundation you've created below you. Just notice, what is this to you? Over about the next 5 breaths, come back up to seated. And as you are situating yourself in a similar shape to where we started, ask yourself, did I give myself what I really needed? With no shame, no criticism. Be honest. Did you need more stillness? Could you have used a little nudge? It's the honesty that's going to guide you in directions that are the most supportive. At least that's my opinion. And softening the eyes, either bring the attention to the heart, or hands can come to the heart, prayer hands, hands stacked, however it feels most natural to you to acknowledge this heart space. This vital space right here is our truth center. And when we connect to it, this space, that's where the healing begins. We close our practice tonight, embracing peace, filling with love and gratitude. Namaste.